Hello. Oh man, I just flipped my dice. I'll be right back. All right, I got to do a quick commercial break for Christmas. As a Christmas gift, Merry Christmas, everybody, and to give gifts to anybody. I have written these books, and I need to start like really advertising on my videos. I keep forgetting. So let me just start with Night of the Dead since it's here first. This is my Amazon page. Night of the Dead is a series it's an autobiographical. I don't write the same way I talk, by the way. I think all my brain cells are into writing and not into talking. So the Night of the Dead is a series where a modern day dude with medieval armor is there's a zombie apocalypse, and he's got his family and is in Hollywood, and pretty descriptive there, and pretty gory, very R-rated, very Christian though. So dad, this is a dad book. It's an adult book. My sister adult edited, and there was I think on 2 or 3 Night of the 3 I went like lighter on the gore, and she said no, put it back in. So just so you know, but it's it's digestible kind of stuff, zombie apocalypse, and I I do biblical elements and Christianity in it, and real like grim, man. Okay, so Alfred is obviously the premier one where I really started writing with this guy, and I wrote it for my 4-year-old daughter. So I read it to her, but then I published it as a book, and then my sister found it, and then like a few years later, and then said no, this has got to be edited. So she helped me and hired a professional editor to help me get this done, and so now I've really gotten much better at my writing. And then did the Night of the Dead and Conquest of the Empire. But Alfred is very epic, fantasy, traditional, but has Christian. It's a modern day kid in a modern world going into a grim, dark, grim fantasy world. So kind of a Narnia thing, but more epic, more and Lord of the Rings. Well, I love Lord of the Rings, but the battles were very strangely succinct and kind of whereas the traveling and all that was long and drawn out. Well, I kind of I skip the traveling and go. Very detailed battles, very very action oriented, very very epic. A lot of adult issues in the book, in the story. So it's really secretly an adult fantasy who deal with this kid. A lot of adults dealing with this kid and his like Yankee and King Arthur's court type of thing. So that series has been going on. Like this is book 3. This is book 5. It's it's very thick and big and epic and awesome. The first couple of books, like the first one to me, as I'm reading it again, looking back on it, it feels more like a Hobbit. Kind of more simplistic. I mean, it's still really intense. The chapters are longer, and if I really delve into a little bit more than I feel like I do in the later ones. Like in the later ones, I kind of get going with a story very quickly. In the beginning ones, it's still story, but it's him sort of encountering everything and experiencing that. So it's kind of the way it is. But the epic stuff in it is pretty epic. And then one thing I will say, on Underworld is the second book, and I kind of really delve into it again slowly for the first half. But then even my sister was like, "What?" Editing it, she's like, "What are you what's going to happen?" Because I had to do a lot of sort of Empire Strikes Back, a lot of sort of things happening that were bad. But then at the halfway mark, once it started rolling, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't put it down." Editing it. Oh my gosh, what? No way. Oh no way. How are they going? Well, no. Oh no. So, and then from there I kind of get my pacing going. But I just Alfred, the book series is a joy for me. Alfred and the Quest Knights. This is 3. Anyway, they're epic series. I'm starting 6 now, right after I finish my Kickstarter. And then Conquest of the Empire is my D&D series. Very D&D-ish. It's actually in the world of Alfred, so I'm going to just admit that. But I haven't figured out. I mean, I know what's going to happen. I just haven't. I've only written to part 4. I haven't gotten to 5 and 6, and then swooped it back into Alfred. So, but we'll see. I depends on sales, to be honest. For that one, the other ones I'm going to finish. 6 Alfred I'm definitely going to finish. And Night of the Dead I'm still pondering if I finish it or not. I mean, each one is a beginning and end. I don't leave a cliffhanger, on any of them. There's a beginning and end to each series or each volume. So, And then this is my Four Lord RPG hardbound. Oh, let me pull one of these out here. I really love this. I really love the, you know, just the hardbound of this and the glossy or matte finish I do on these. Only 103 pages. I want to keep the game kind of nice and small and fun and tight. And I love that you can open it up and use it in the game. And it's well made from Amazon. And the reason I'm using Amazon at the moment instead of like drive-thru is, one, they were quicker with their return of the print and more affordable. Drive-thru was kind of brutal, and I'm very inefficient in how I get things done. And then I hope to put it on drive-thru at some point, but I only got so much energy to get things done. So that's my stuff on Amazon for Christmas. If you'd like to buy something, I babbled on and made a long video again, but there it is. All right, back to the original video. Hopefully I'll get this done quicker.
Yeah! Yow! I don't do yoga. Oh, man, these dice. Ow! Oh. Okay. Whew. I'm just gonna edit that out. Okay. Oh man, I just flipped my little dice tray. This one. Okay, so I'm gonna do something funny. I'm gonna create part of my Dark Ages campaign right live, or not live. I'm just recording it, but I won't edit out this part. Okay, so I'm using these dice. I got a little dice cam, a little webcam here, a little extra thing. Now these dice are from this place. I really like their dice. Roll for initiative. These, they give you in this one. These are the unique arch. The 4-sided dice are now like this, so it's not as painful to step on. If you're into that, and then you get 4 d6s, which I kind of don't need because of my game system. 2 d8s, I like that. 2 d10s. You get a percentile dice, d12, and 2 d20s. I wish there was more d12s because I use more d12s, but that's okay. I like these. I have a bunch of sets of these. So here they are. Let me pull these out. I like using these ones for the Christians in Space, and then these ones for like the Dark Ages or whatever. But not that I use real dice because we play online. But if I ever get to play it here at home, get my family together to play, definitely use these dice. But let me just move these over to the other tray because I will be using this tray as my live decision-making process in creating this section of my Dark Campaign series. And this is going to be, because I'm on page 77 here. I've gotten through so much, man. I just love what I'm doing. It's just like, the Dark Ages just doesn't have any content. I'm only doing a Christian RPG where you use evangelism and church planning. And I'm going to do another video soon, man. I just watched The Black Robe. That was an awesome movie. I'm going to do a video on that, along with other missionary movies. Okay, but because there are so few. Don't get me started. Okay, let's get started on this though. Let's do this. This is fun. This is really fun for me, and I hope as a GM you become a Christian GM for Four Lord RPG, and you can set up your own things. And these are my examples. So what's on the right side here is actually I cut and pasted from the rule book. This is just setting up the village stuff, and on the left here is the content that I'm going to work on. I'm going to get rid of this here in a sec, but I just wanted to show you that this is the rule book. I'm going to be flipping back and forth between the rule book that I'm still finishing up and and it's pretty much done, but I got to clean up some stuff about the rules but I want to work on creating this section here. Let me see, where do I start? Pagan Hex Crawl. Okay, I don't want to start the Pagan Hex Crawl. That's the main plot. Right above it though is the village skirts. This is where you can start creating NPCs, like right here under Random Minister Guide. You can, on the right here, you can create some NPCs. Is that it? Yeah, that's everything. NPCs, well, the name would come secondary. I wonder if I should move. Yeah, the social standing would come first. So let me move this up to here and actually move the names down here. Seeing how I would do it that way, because the social standing is where you sort of decide how many syllables you're going to use for the name. Let me see here. Make that a little bigger for the fun of it. And obviously the most common are slave class, lowly laborers, works for a profession but doesn't, as a slave or lowly labor. Hired hands,
some freedom, mercenaries, travelers, adventurers, soldiers, retired pilgrims, lowly merchant. 8, bandits, brigands, pirates, assassins, gang, extortionists, and so on. 9, pagan exclusive, slavers, arena, gladiator, priest, temple priestess, zealots, shamans, members of pagan activities. 10, apprentice, member working for a guild, merchant. 11, owner, guild, merchant, use profession list. I mean, obviously anything with a guild or merchant, you're going to sort of figure out what their category is. 12 is a noble, but only 1 in 20 of these leaders are actually part of the royal. Otherwise, it's noble, patrician class, landowners with profession. But if you roll it again and you get a 20 or a 1, however you want to do that, then they're going to be part of the noble. You know, so you're going to have some serious a caravan or power there or whatever. Okay, anyway, so and here's the names that you can use: 1 syllable for slavey, low class; 2 syllables for middle; and 3 syllables for the, probably bandits and above, or pagans and above, or whatever. Well, and some versions. Okay, so culture pagan just give you information on that, and then the church information here, and then this is village and part of town activity. So if you do a town adventure, a section of a town or the whole village, you could use this stuff here. And there's technically no order. You kind of decide if you're going to have a market hall, inn, a country mill, which could be in the town or right outside the little village or that section. Workshop row, craft shop duo, craft shop single, witch hut. A craft shop single operation may have a witch hut, or has a good chance of it actually. So you can kind of pick and choose of these, and this is just the basic prices of things. And this is just to remind you of the gear and what's available and what kind of shops you want for them to maybe go look at. But within these shops, obviously, can be pagans or can be things that they can do, evangelism opportunities. Then these people might know stuff, and there's sort of roles in here. And it's a guide, right? It's a guide. Village outskirts is right outside of town or a smaller village, and that's what you want to do. Is like, what's the main things in these areas? You can do it sectionally, like one over here, one over here, one over there, however your map is placed out. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I have right here on the left, Kazora is a little village, and I only have this one and then Agnio up here to do, and everything on the right of this map, in the bigger map, is pretty much done. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to show you the major map, where's like a bigger map of the area of the whole thing. The whole map is here-ish, I guess. So the campaign kind of runs from here and goes around this way, although they could go they could take a boat any way direction they want. But basically this campaign book covers this entire area here. And it's got a Porlezo map, got a Lugano map. I'm working now in Kazora over here. I got a little mini village and some crazy stuff happening over here. Oh, I did not do this one. Oh, that's a fun little, I'm going to keep that as an extra one. Hopefully I'll remember. But Kazora is what I'm doing right now, this little village on this side. And I'm going to work on some plots for it, like what's there. I haven't done anything for that. So let me get to that page real quick again. Here it is. I've left it open so that I could actually use the system to roll. So what I'm going to roll first is these two here, the village outskirts, and thinking what does the village have as its sort of main focus, and then a couple of workers or people around it, the kind of people that are there. I'm going to use what I just showed you. And I'm going to do a countryside as well, like 2 main city plots in this little settlement here. I don't even know if I'd want to call it a village, more like a settlement of people. So I'm going to do that. Let me blow my nose real quick. Turn off this side. I'm just kind of a nosy, phlegmy, snotty guy. Okay. Apologies. Okay, let's roll. Let me roll first this, and you can go in whatever order you want. I'm going to roll a d10 and see what the main sort of center of this little village is. I could roll, there's another chart I could use too, but I'm just going to use this one. I want to pick out an actual d10. All right, here we go. Live. Right? Is that how I want to do this? Yeah, let's just do it. 8. You see that 8? Well, it's kind of small, but that's what. All right. Scrivener, parchment, vellum maker, home, work, stock, tutoring. Okay, that's very interesting. Let me write that note down over here on the left. Okay, I'm a little perturbed by that one. Parchment and vellum maker. That's going to be a huge for homework stock tutoring. Wow, so a little educated. I mean, if they evangelize this person, ooh, that's going to be a big bonus to the for making Bibles and blah blah blah. Okay, let's move on. I haven't not totally sure if I'm doing this in the right order I want, but let's just move on. Countryside farmstead. So surrounding this individual who has this this parchment and vellum maker, we're going to have something countryside as well in this same area. They're sort of allotted together on the hillside there. Here we go. That's the second group here. 10. Oh gosh, I think this is going to be bad because 10 is like bad. Slaves in operation, mining, farming, extensive. There you go. Okay, and now it's getting scary, exciting. And unlike other role-playing games, we have slaves in here because slaves were freaking part of paganism by pure default. Every pagan culture has slaves. Every Native American Indian, the indigenous Indians of America, all had slavery. Horrible slavery. Okay, so the Christians had slavery. They ended slavery in Europe early on in the Dark Ages. This is the period about when they started to end it. And then when they started it up in the New World, which is not part of the church or Christianity, because that's why they did it in the New World, because they were away from the church. The church was weak in the New World. The places that the church was strong, there was no slavery. But then the places where the church was weak and there wasn't enough influence there, humans by default started pushing for slavery. Okay? And guess what? Within 300 years of that, it ended, right? And it was never fully accepted anyway. But it was fought during the 300 years. The abolitionists were fighting it, period. And then and Thomas Jefferson tried to put it in the Declaration of Independence, but the slavers would not let him do that, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I am not going to remove slavery from my role-playing game because, like these woke people, because I want to remind people of how evil it is and what you need to do to fight against it. I want this role-playing game to be one where you actually fight against slavery. You actually are exposed to slavery and see that it happened, want to know more about it, and want to know more about the nature of man, the sin of man, Christian or especially non-Christian. Christians are sinners who are being put on a leash by Jesus Christ. They're being controlled to stop being evil. Non-Christians, pagans, don't have any leash. They can do whatever they can make up their gods, and they can do slavery. And that is what needs to be taught in games and about evil. Okay, evil just isn't a nice, happy, scowling evil. Evil is evil. So let's go ahead and depict it as evil. So there's a slave operation going on, farming, I'm going to say, because it's a farming community. So, okay, so now we're going to decide on I'm going to roll out these individuals that are, so the Scrivener, I'm going to roll it out, deciding on his character based on what I roll. I mean, he could be a slave, I'm going to roll, because it's a vellum maker, I'm going to roll 2d12 and pick the highest. So I, as a GM, I'm going to decide that, because it just sounds to me like this is a more learned person when they're making paper. Now it could roll. I could still roll low, but I want to give him that sort of, thing. Here we go. A 7. Okay, see, so that's not even that high. A hired hand. So this is yeah, okay, I could do a free person. Yeah, hired hand, freedom, mercenary, traveler, adventurer, soldier, retired, pilgrim, lowly merchant. So this is a definitely not someone in power. So lowly, skilled worker. There. So not anyone with any power whatsoever. So let me roll then the slave operation who runs this one. Okay, I'm going to roll just an average. It could be, well, it's got to obviously be something above slave too. Well, it could be a lowly laborer. So it could be lowly laborers running this slave operation. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll 1d12. A 1. So they're working for someone else running this slave operation. So they're probably going to be pretty mean fellows. Lowly. So they're just barely above the slave. Lowly goons. Yeah, I'll just put that makes sense to me. All right, see, so we're building out this little village, Kazora. And because of this, what we're doing here, we're sort of coming up with, ideas on how you want to role play it out. Let's get some names. That kind of helps too in a fun way. I'm going to say the slave operation is probably a farm, but I'm going to roll anyway just to, maybe I can push it in a certain direction. But let me do, so the freed person, I'm going to give them 2 syllables for their name. I'm going to go ahead and just roll on the first chart. 14 and 12, 14 and 12. Demid, there we go, Demid. Let me do that. Demid, lowly skill worker. Demid. Okay, that's kind of cool. Alrighty. And Demid is going to have a conversion level. Let's just roll a d8. I'm just going to do that right now. Well, it's got to be in the tray. So it's not going to be this 8. Wow, I rolled 8 off the tray. Okay, not that that matters. Oh! I rolled, wow, evil. Wow. Why am I getting phone messages or texts? I'm hearing... Oh, it's going through my headphones, no wonder. Okay. Wow. CL1. That throws me off big time. So we have an evil vellum maker. Oof. Wow. That's... Maybe he makes it off the skin of humans. That's pretty bad, but... I mean, we definitely know that happened in... Well, that happens. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go that gruesome. I mean, if I'm playing with some people that can deal with it, maybe, but... I mean, or he could just be using the slaves too from the operation as well. But man, I was not hoping for that. But I want to play it off. I want to challenge myself, and it makes it more challenging too to do it like that. So, that's I'm sweating here. Okay. As I like to remind you over and over, I'm a 45-year DM veteran here. Okay. I'm sweating here. Okay, lowly goons. Let me do like 3 names, all 1 syllable. I'm gonna let me just roll 3 of them. Should I do 4 of them? Because 2 on each. So an 18 and an 8. Ul and Mar. There's gonna be, I can only remember 2 names at a time. Ul, Mar, and 11, 17. 11, Gray. I'll do Gray and 17. Say, okay, I gotta do give them at least a consonant at the end, but which is fine. So Greg, okay, with a 1 G there, I'm gonna do Greg, and 16 C. Greg and Seal, we'll do that. So those are the goons. They're going to be obviously 2d8 for their conversion level. Wow, they're not even good. They're not even evil as the vellum maker. 2d8, pick the lowest. 2. Okay, so wow, I had an 8 there. So they're pretty evil, but they're not going to resort to violence and like directly, only because they're lowly laborers. CL2 plus 4 DR resist. So that's the resist against conversion. Evangelism. Now, and remember, if you convert them, they're only going to go up 1 level. Is the way I'm going to do it, unless it's a really high roll. I don't want to do die rank results where if you get 3 die ranks, then they go up 3 levels. I mean, I could, man. You could actually. That would be cool, though. I should. See, I'm going back and forth on that already. I need to decide, do I want it to be die rank result? A die rank result, just to remind you again, is if you roll above their resist roll, how much you roll above it, you have that. So let's say you beat them by 6 and you have that at 3. So it's 3 levels, 3 die ranks, 3. You can convert it to a D8 because that's 3 die ranks right there as a D8, right? So this just to remind. Oh, I got the Pokemon. Here's a D4. D4. That's a die rank 1, die rank 2, and die rank 3, right? So 1, 2. So if I beat them by 3 die ranks, then I get a D8 or whatever. But for this, it's conversion level. So if I beat them by 3, I get 3 levels. They go to level 5. They're like you've gotten them from violent to thinking about it, feeling guilty. could do it that way. I probably should. It's more dynamic that way than just having one step at a time. I gotta let me write a note on that, because I put it in here that I know I just recently put in here that I said only do one level at a time. Where did I do that? Let me pause. I do want to find that. And I'll come right back. Okay, sorry, I found it. Man, I went through all this stuff. Okay, I found the converting thing. So yeah, if you convert someone, you do it by the die rank result, which will give you levels, and you can go up and down, or up or down, based on that. Could be dramatic, could be really bad. Let's hope it's bad. Okay, what am I doing now? So the Demid is freaking evil, man. An evil parchment maker. And Udmar, Greg, and Seal are running the slave operation. Okay, let me roll the slave operation. What possibly else? I think that they are definitely part of the vellum making, the parchment maker, but like serving him, giving him what he needs. And he's very cruel. But let me go to if there's any additional thing that the farm is doing. So I'm going to roll a d20 here. Just to give it color, give it a little 19. Scrivener Parchment Vellum Maker. Wow. Okay. Providence. Farming for parchment maker. Gosh, whatever that, what is parchment made of? It's made of reeds or something? Slave operation. Cruel slave operation. Farming for parchment maker. Makes parchment? I mean, I know something makes parchment. Okay, so wow. I can just take all this off then, because that's all I needed. From here, I might use some of the. No, I'm gonna just take that off of there. Okay, we got that now. Whew. Man, I'm exhausted already. All right. Let me move this up to the top here, just in my own little way. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking while I'm doing this, so I'm a little slow. Lowly skilled worker Demid. Man, okay. Take that off of there. No tutoring. This is just, I'm just going to say parchment maker. Parchment maker. Vellum is the animal. Vellum maker is the animal skin. So, ooh, let's do vellum. Forget parchment. Vellum maker. Animal skins and maybe worse. Now, that's up to everyone to, it's a cruel slave operation. Skins for vellum maker, goats and sheep. So the whole skins may be worse thing, I mean, pagans skinned people alive for torture. This happened in Dark Ages Europe, and it was cruel, very cruel and unusual punishment. They didn't. It's definitely the Native American Indians did it, and the Mayans and all that. So in Aztecs, so it was there, So I might touch on it in the game, but I'll keep it light and silly, even though it's there. I don't want to erase the cruelty of man, but I don't want to also make it push it as well. Okay. That's not all that's happening here at Kazora. So let's go with the pagan activity now. Now, this pagan activity can be a part of it or not. I'm not really sure yet. I'm going to roll it out and see what it feels like. Local pagan activity. Let's start there. I'm going to go with the D12 because, the full maximum potential here. Could get scary. Here we go. 3. Manipulative charlatan act as spiritual leader. Wow, that's going to be tricky. All right, let me get a little thing going here. I think this should be first. Okay. A little list of what I got going. Manipulative charlatan as spiritual leader. I'm disappointed in that role, but That's what we got to do. All right, let me roll pagan motive of the leader. 8. Finding demonic power, realizes own damnation, and are obsessed with tyranny and deception even unto themselves. How's that for fun? We're getting somewhere. Okay, and this is like, being an experienced GM and experienced players. I'm using the full D12 thing here. All right, modus operandi, D6. 5. Pure malice. Woo. Whoa. That's... Well, wow. Okay. The desire for violence, death, destruction, especially by their followers, and in ritualistic sacrifice. Pure chaotic evil. I think we're going with human skins here on the vellums. Oh, man. Okay. Do I need a location? Because I know it's a town. Let me get it to colorize the town, or the not town, settlement. Like give it a little color. 5. Cave layer. Okay. Man, I'm kind of messed up here, people. Cave layer. All right. Location extrapolation. This means just a little more details of that cave layer. Let's roll a d12. Here we go. Oh, that was a d12. Okay, d12. 12. So I just go to the maximum. Well-established routine. Many sites supporting workers and areas, routine security and schedules, which could be their downfall due to the board expectations. Influential political advisory elite. Wow. Are you guys starting to... This sounds like a big operation. Very sad. Very scary. Very creepy. Maybe this guy's a vellum maker for the wizards. Of the sorcerers of Bacchus. See, I'm starting to get that kind of feel. He's a lowly worker. He does what they say, but that's what he does. Okay, extent of setup, die rank, do D12 as well. I'm doing the maximum here. Ooh, 11. So, well, enhance 5, but add more. Wow, there's like some serious stuff here in this cave. It sounds like a Conan the Barbarian type of cave thing with false doom. Okay, now I don't want to make it too gruesome, but I'm just I'm gonna go for the extreme now and then bring it back for the game. Enforcers of the leader. Now this activity doesn't necessarily mean it's part of the vellum maker, but kind of hired bandits and brigands who may have their own initiative or agenda. They still prefer pagan ways. Yeah, okay. Whew. Just put that in here, and I will. I would say they're hired goons like from the source of Bacchus, and kind of a low key hidden operation, so they're not enforcer enhancements. Yeah, let me roll that too. Going all out. 1. Bad morale, lame worn gear, bad attitude all around. Hey, let's see that adds character to what's going on here. Okay. Is that it? Side quests and flavor. Because I feel like I got enough there, but curse table, real plot, additional flavor. There's enough there that I don't know if I need anything else, like side plot wise. Because this is just a settlement, so it's not like a big thing. I think I'm going to just stick with what I got and not do add a witch or anything, because there's so many witches and everything else. So this is just going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to add a cave layer, so that's cool. I think I'm going to make Demid here the charlatan spiritual leader, because he makes the vellum and he's really good at that. But he's quite evil, so I think he's going to do regular vellum up above, and then in the cave he does human sacrificial vellum. I think so. I'm gonna have to do that. Now I would do that with kids. If I was playing this with kids, I would not do it this extreme, and I hope I would just do regular vellum, and I'll make sure I kind of keep it simple. Well, look at that. It's got the cave has a tower, rituals, priests, leaders, slaves. I'm not gonna make it that crazy, but I'm definitely gonna make a catacomb in there, or cavern system underneath the settlement there. with hired brigands who are bored and hate this job, and lots of slaves. And then the lowly goons here are probably the only they'll fight to the death kind of a thing, because it's their operation. Whereas the hired bandits may or may not fight to the death. I should not say lowly goons. I should say they're dedicated to the cause. So not lowly goons owned by sorcerers of Bacchus. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you do it. I'm gonna work on this like as a map, blah blah blah. I'm gonna make like a little map based on them having a parchment vela maker and then a slave operation. So there's gonna be lots of huts around it. There's gonna be farms because they're obviously got to grow. Oh, the stockades. I'm gonna say it's animals. So it's lots of animals, and I think what I could, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna just to end this here, but I'm gonna roll real quick in the forest around here. I'm gonna see if I get. This is an optional. I may just disregard this, but I'm gonna roll and see. Side quest and flavor. D12. 2. Only weak rumors of tomfoolery and mishaps by locals. Rumor mongers keep using. I rolled that one before. Well, let me roll real plot then. What is that? 4. It is bearing false witness in locals. Our main plot is causing it, blaming it, hiding it, or plotting to take advantage of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just skip that. Just wanted to roll and see if it took me somewhere with the forest, and I'm not really getting anything out of that. More adventure ideas. Okay, fine. Over here on the right, more adventure ideas. D12. 7. There is a local plague that has made all the rats rabid, zombie rats, an unusual size. Well, I'll go ahead and add that in there. I might throw that in there, something like that, like out in the forest. Maybe because of what they're doing in the cave network, there's an infestation there. Maybe. That's kind of cool. Zombie rats. I could probably draw those out too. Some sort of zombie critters. Okay, that's it for that. I do have another town to make, Agnia, which I have not done. I've made the map for it, and it is in ruins. And this is an actual town in Italy, but I silly made this sort of based on what I felt like looking at the Google Maps. But they definitely had a circular town area, and they had a church up on the hill. That was, much bigger than this one. But I'm thinking this is like the original old one up on the hill in this sort of circular market area. But there are things in ruins because actually in the 6th century, supposedly, or 7th century or whatever, there's sort of plagues and wars that have depleted the populations in the area when the fall of Rome and then the Lombards come in. And so I'm going to make this town kind of have that sort of feel to it. Just to give it a little bit difference than the Lugano one. Because they're very similar in a sense, and they're actually really close to each other. In real life, but I'm gonna give it a little bit difference by having ruins here and a sort of a sense of a plague, sort of emptiness to the thing. But other than let me write that down. Ruins, plague, sense of emptiness. Even the church is gonna be like that. But then I will roll out for this one as well. I'm not gonna do this video though, just because of let me do it right now. I don't care. Shoot. What do I care? Let's do it. Because I got to work on it anyway at some point. I want to get the ideas down now, and then when I get back fresh on this, I will start busting it out. Let's do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So it is a town. So I'm going to go ahead and, roll out a town. Let me see here. There's a center market there. I'm going to roll out that. So market hall plots. Market hall. It's pretty big though. Let me roll activity nearby up to D12. Let me roll that for the nature. Why do I say activity nearby? Okay, add to the nature of the village activity and what is more readily accessible. Availability activity. Main focused activity. Main business. Main commerce. Okay, let's roll it. D12. Well, okay, it's a town, not a big city. So let me roll a D10. Town is D8, city D12. Yeah, D8. I'm gonna do a D8 because it's not gonna have all the big stuff. 3. Mining, lumber, milling. That's fine. Just give me, so mining, lumber, milling. So there's like a milling is making wood stuff. Okay, so let me do mill, country mill here. Let me roll there for sort of a main building or two. 6. So successful and ready to help the church. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. Success and ready to help the church. That's interesting. Okay. The market hall is, I want to roll that because that's the whole area. 5. Talk and fear of opposing market hall vengeance. Ooh. There's another market hall somewhere. Talk and fear of opposing market hall. Yeah, I'm gonna say Logano then. No. Maybe between the areas. You know. Vengeance. Between two sides? I don't know. Yeah, this is such a small town. I wasn't expecting that kind of a thing. Anyway, that's fine. Country mill. Let me roll country mill. Oh, the country mill plots. Let me roll the country mill. D10. D10. 3. Stone mason. I don't know what to do with that. Stone mason is so ready. Stone mason. Ooh, that's going to be the story of the new church because it's a very stone looking church. Okay, stone mason. Let me do the plot for the mining, lumber, milling part. Yeah, different plots. Here we go. 4. Taken over by bandits, locals fled. Ooh, okay. The lumber milling has been taken over by bandits, locals fled. Stone mason. So these two oppose each other. There we go. We got bandits running the lumber milling place. I'll say lumber milling because there's plenty of trees around. The stone mason is so successful and ready to help the church. Talk and fear of opposing market hall vengeance between two sides. There we go. So those two right there. That's the a beginning of something. Okay. Do we have an inn? Let's do a tavern. Wait, what's this market hall? All right, let's do a market hall. I don't know what that is, even though I did it. 5. Wheelwright, cartwright. Sure, there's one there. Market hall, wheelwright, cartwright. I can just add it as another thing there. That's fine. Market hall plots. Okay, that's the one for the market. 5. Talk and fear of opposing market hall vengeance. Okay, so they're a part of it. That's fine by me. Oh wait, this is different. I put them in the different. Yeah, let me put this here. Market hall, wheelwright. Okay, that's the talk and fear of opposing. Let me do stone mason. Oh, I already did that one. I already did that one. Okay, so that's fine. I get what's going on there. I'm not gonna say they have an inn. Tavern. I'll say they have a tavern. Always a plot. Roll a d6. 3. Honest info from local drunks. There we go. Tavern. I don't have a name for it yet. I will make a name right now using the cult creator thing at the bottom of the campaign. I have a cult creator thing here. I'm going to make a tavern with it. Or dreaded place. See? Makes total sense. All right, let me roll a d4. Let me get these dice out here just to be cool. D4 for how many names this tavern's going to have. 2. Then I rolled 2d6s for the categories over there. A 3 and a 6. And I rolled 2d20s for on those lists. An 8 and a 9. So 3, 8. Fire. 6, 9. Oh boy. Angelic Fire. Angel of Fire Tavern. Wow. Wow. Angel of Fire Tavern. And Agio. Oh, did I? Oh man, I must have turned off the columns, which is wow. How did I do that? What did I do to turn that off? Screen mode. Oh no, I turned it off somehow. I don't know how I did it. The heck did I click on to do that? Oh well, I'll figure that out later. Okay. Angel of Fire. Let me see. I like to do English to Latin. See if I can kind of give it a more textured name. So fire is Ignis, and angel, Angelus Ignis. Ignis is fire. Ignis, angel, spirit, spiritus, ignit. Ignis spiritus, fire spirit. Tavern, Ignis spiritus. See how I'm just kind of building out, different parts of the town, or get a sense of the town. Let me do at least one row of workshops. Let me roll a d6 and a d3. So that's basically these two. One is halved. So 2, 1, 2, and then 1. Belt maker. We have a belt maker, which is kind of like leather crafts and all that. Belt maker is there. I'm going to go ahead and roll for all three of them. 2 again, and half is a 3. Barber. There's a barber in town. And these are like what's left, what still exists after all the plagues and stuff. And the final one is a 5-2. Lampright. Those just mean like there may be other things there, but those could be interesting NPCs that I could build out. Okay, that's fine. I've not rolled a witch hut, although no, I'd have to actually roll it. Let me do craft shop dual operation to decide if there's going to be I should have a thing where like a witch will accidentally come up. Like in here. I'm going to make this more interesting. I'm making a D4. And then I'm going to have here be a fourth choice. Witch hut. Sorcerer hut. So if you roll a 4, then what else here? Ramshackle. That helps. Ooh, let me make that in one of the shorter ones. Here, Ramshackle. A couple of ramshackles. Ramshackle. I should combine all these and make them a little more interesting. I'm going through some thought processes here. Let me, you can always constantly tweaking stuff here all the time. And this is interesting to me. So I want to tweak so all have combined randomness. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that right now, obviously. Oh, where's my red? But I want to keep these. Randomness. Okay. Stop. right, let's not worry about that right now. Do I want to do a workshop? Let me do 2 rolls and see if I get a d4. Just to, because I rolled those before. Just 3 rolls rather. No, just 2. No. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about a workshop because there's so many. I've already done so much witch stuff. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna do a shrine. I'm just gonna do a shrine. Don't even care. Just gonna do it. There's gonna be a shrine in the area. 1. Small, quaint offering for local spirit, protector, or offended. Hey, why not? That goes in here. So, okay, I'm just getting a mess of notes here. Let's do a pagan activity. Let's just move on. I'm doing notes here. Here we go. Doing a d12. 1. Okay, this is going to be a quaint little silly thing. Sure, that sort of combines with the shrine I just rolled there. Okay, and then let me roll the motive, d12, and we're going to go max up 9. Ooh boy, they're just angrily doing the little shrines because they're lost souls. Let me roll d6 for modus operandi. 1, lust. Okay. You know, and the lust for this is like not adult lust because of the game we're doing, but more like pageantry and, you know, greed and or selfishness and pageantry and that kind of thing. Okay, so location source of the person running this thing. 1, encampment, nomadic. Oh, maybe like kind of like gypsies running it, but evil gypsies. Not the good gypsies, evil ones. So we'll put gypsies. Or, you know, some kind of gypsy thing. Not that it's specific to any, because this is Dark Ages, so it could be any kind of thing. Established location feel. Well, it's a camp nomadic caravan, so I'm going to do a d4. 1, generally small, nomadic, temporary setup, okay. Well, this person is evil, but they have a shoddy operation. That's enough for me there. I don't need to extrapolate anymore. Enforcer, let's roll that one. 10. Temple guards, well armored, skilled, and disciplined. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I'll make them something like that, you know, not something comparable, but still gypsy-like. They come and go into the areas and do things. Enforcer enhancements. Let's roll it. 1, nothing. Bad morale. All right, they don't like what they're doing. Hey, stick with it. Okay, because this one's a 10, I'm going to go ahead and go over here. Side quests, let's do it. Let's do it. 7. A sect. Cult, gypsies, pilgrims are passing through. Rumors of missing folks are... I'm going to tie this in with what I already just said there. Let me just do another page here. Okay. And then the real plot is 6. Once discovered is only part of the main plot. There we go. So those gypsies they're turning into something else, aren't they? Additional feature flavors. Here we go. 2. Small shrines, local spirits are dotted along. Well, I'm just going to increase that then. That's the first thing the missionary is going to notice when they come into the area is all the shrines. This place is filled with them. Cursed table. Wow. I'm just going to add more flavor here. 12. A family tragedy has caused a local leader to be reclusive and bitter. Let's definitely put that in there somewhere. Okay. Possibilities. Okay. To further explain that one. 4. Actual evil spirit, demonic activity, setting the unbelief and hatred in area. Find the source of evil, whether altars, shrines, wet witches, or malice of locals. Well, there you go. I'm feeling that already. Descriptive theme of paganism in area. There we go. All right, let's roll that one. 3. Nature, crops, trees. Okay, so that's a con. They're selling con for the lumber mill business and all that. Pagan theme. Okay. I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna figure this out. Family friendly. Here we go. This is what I did here is I'm just like 11. Outright murder, conquest, slavery, end goal of tyranny, decaying culture all around, a bloated temple resource. I'll work that in to some degree, but I'm gonna, and more adventure ideas. Let's just go for it. Could be something around the area. 1. Raiders or bandits terrorize local areas as they pass through. Too successful, they may just stay. Well, they did take over, obviously, the lumber mill. So let's go ahead and do that as an opposing force against the gypsies, 2. There we go. There's your the market hall fears that these two sides are gonna the gypsies and the bandits. See, there we go. There's gonna be this situation going on. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that right now. That's enough stuff for me to jigsaw puzzle, figure it out. But I think that will make this town pretty interesting. They have like opposing forces and all this stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely going to add some sort of monster creature beast thing. There is outside of this town region. All this region is, by the way, is beasts. So there's plenty of monster things for them to do. I gotta include I'll make the Huns the bandits, taken over by Huns, because I want to introduce them. The Huns are sort of they're like 300 to 400 AD around that period, but they could be around still, like scattered tribes of them and stuff. Okay, so put the Huns there. Oh, where's the rest of the? Oh, I went past it. So up above are all these beast things to do. Fighting cave dwellers, dragons. Okay, so anyway, that's good. That's given me a lot to work with now. I feel good about that. All right, so that's how a GM. That's how I would do it. I did two big areas. That's a lot to do. I would just do 1. I just did 2 because I'm making this video and wanted to get it done, so that when I come at this fresh and new, I'm going to really be able to get this stuff out. All right. I'll probably make the maps here in a minute too, just to get those done. All right. So that's how I do it. That's how I make these things and how I do my GM things. And get your tables, your lists, whatever you want to do to roll, and kind of guide you so that you don't have to just come out of whole cloth and make something up. Kind of, and you can even make your own list where you just come up with your own ideas of things you want to do eventually. And just have a your little tree or web work of tables and lists, and there's plenty of them out there that you can get as well. Okay, but the rule book now has those, and so you can make your own. And then my Dark Ages campaign book is obviously gives you stuff to work with too. And I do them too. I really try to do it like a 2-page spread. The important stuff for 2 pages, so you have all of that with you, information of all the stats of all the creatures or things that you may have in that area. I like to do that kind of thing. Okay. All right. The game of life, man. We got to just keep making stuff for Christian role-playing game so that we can have something that has to do with, that gives us a sense of missionary work, sense of evangelism, church planning, and also a sense of history. Like, this is meant to, in a goofish, silly way, meant to give you guys a sense, and myself, church history, which to me is way more exciting, way more stuff out there, more adventure, more intense than sort of the gentrified, fantasies that we've encountered regularly. And once again, I did not do, at the very end here, I remember to do. I have some books on Amazon to sell. I keep forgetting to market them on my videos. I'll do it next time, but I'll do it the next one. All right, game of life. Roll holy dice.